Nowadays, a weird phenomenon is occurring in Japan. Since this corona pandemic started, people all over the world have been obligated to wear masks. However, now, people are trying to return to normal and some countries, especially Western countries, have lifted the masking rules and people aren't wearing them anymore. But in Japan, even though the government changed the rules over masks and people don't need to wear masks in not so crowded places, many Japanese people are still wearing masks in public places and on the street. During the corona pandemic, it became normalized for Japanese people to wear masks around other people. So, unlike Westerners, for Japanese people, it's now embarrassing to expose their face in public. Surprisingly, some Japanese people call masks face panties. So today, I will talk about face panties in Japan.
Meshida jokes about Japan.
Hey guys, it's Meshida. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm a comedian and I introduce funny Japanese culture. If you are interested in that, please subscribe to my channel and check out my Patreon too.
Meshida.
Even before this corona pandemic, during the flu season or hay fever season, people wore masks and tried to avoid sneezing and coughing in public. Many foreigners wondered why many Japanese people wore masks in public, and it was seen as a weird part of Japan's culture. But for Japanese people, we cannot understand why foreigners sneeze and cough in public without wearing masks. That's unsanitary and super dirty. And unlike lazy Europeans, we don't just take a holiday whenever we feel like it. Instead, we wear our masks and sleep at our desks. And we Japanese cannot understand why Western people say to people who sneeze or cough in public, God bless you. I think Western people are too kind. It's like saying, God bless you to the Wuhan Institute of Biology. The next time you see someone coughing and sneezing in public, instead of saying, God bless you, you should say, God judge you. And masks are not only used in flu season and hay fever season to prevent coughing in public. Among women, masks are used to hide their makeup-less faces, especially for women who work in an office. When they get up late in the morning and don't have a time to wear makeup, they can just put on a mask and go to the office. Japan and South Korea have different tricks for hiding their non-made-up faces. Japanese women wear masks, and South Korean women get cosmetic surgery. Because of this pandemic, it's become normal to wear a mask. So some people are very sensitive about viruses, and if someone doesn't wear a mask, they get angry and threaten them. If you don't wear a mask, people stare at you like watching a stranger. So you feel like you are naked in a public place or a foreigner. We Japanese have the tendency to think about what will others think rather than what do I think. The most important thing is to become one with a hive mind and avoid being different and risking getting kicked out of our society. So, even though it's said that masks are not effective, we don't care and keep wearing them in public. Now, Japanese people wear masks in public, not to avoid getting the virus, but to avoid being treated like a virus. I mean, foreigners in Japan.
Meshida.
During the pandemic, it became normal for us to wear masks and we got used to seeing faces wearing masks. So many people, especially young women, are ashamed of exposing their faces like Adam and Eve. After they ate the forbidden apple, they felt ashamed of exposing their naked bodies. After catching coronavirus, Japanese people now feel ashamed of exposing their faces too. In the near future, in Japanese porn, we will have to blur faces. Compared to Western people, we Japanese have a low self-esteem. Since childhood, we are taught that cooperation is the most important thing for living as a member of society. So, it's not good to be self-assertive. Our education is totally opposite to America's. And unlike Western society, our Japanese society is a society of compromises. We are not taught to assert ourselves, and it's good to be the same as others. As a result, we don't have an education system that focuses on each individual's personality and encourages their strong points. So, we Japanese think that we are just part of a group and we have a low self-esteem. And for Japanese people, being humble is the most important thing as a Japanese. Even if you achieve something very difficult and great, it's better to say, I didn't do anything. It could be done because of everyone's support. We never act like, look, I can do it by myself. I'm so great, right? If you behave like that, we Japanese think you are like a child or American. And Japanese parents are also very humble about their kids. They rarely praise them and want their kids to be humble. And therefore, they avoid their kids becoming narcissists. As a result, many Japanese people think that they don't have any talent. They don't have a confidence in themselves and give up on achieving their dreams. Our education system and society creates Japan's culture of low self-esteem. Now, Japan is the #1 developed country for hikikomori. So, many Japanese people have inferiority complexes about their appearance too. That's why for Japanese people, wearing masks is comfortable because they can hide their face in public. And we Japanese realized wearing masks makes ourselves look great. Nowadays, in Japan, the word mask vision or women who are beautiful while wearing masks has become very popular. The better their faces look with a mask, the higher the hurdle to take off their mask. Many young women don't want people to be disappointed by seeing their full faces, so they are afraid of taking off their masks in public. Finally, Japanese women understand how Japanese men feel when we take off our underpants.
Meshida.
Nowadays, for Japanese people, masks are a necessity of life and they are also called face panties. But face panties are used in a different way. We take off our underpants when we don't need to wear pants, like when we are in a public bath. But face panties are used in a weird way. Many Japanese people wear face panties when we don't need to, like in empty places or streets with few people. But they don't wear face panties when they drink in izakaya, bars, or in karaoke. Even though they talk a lot very close to people. So, face panties are worn in unnecessary places and aren't worn in necessary places. This is like if people wore pants in public baths but took off them on the crowded train. Recently, Japanese people don't have the opportunity to show their private parts in front of the opposite sex. So, instead of taking off their pants, they take off their face panties.
Meshida.
Soon, a Japanese company will probably create real face panties. Then, when foreigners visit Japan, you should wear face panties. For perverted men, Japan will become heaven. They can put panties on their face legally. Furthermore, you can show your private parts in inappropriate places like an izakaya. Japan will also be heaven for flashers. And if you go to restaurants or bars, The staff will be wearing transparent panties, so you can drink with them. Just remember to put your panties back on while no one is around.
飯だ
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. So, see you soon. Bye bye.